When you go through life in the way that I've went through life and not actually knowing who my father was or having a relationship with the person who's supposed to be my father, sometimes you create these um, these suppression mechanisms is what I call them, and you don't think about the person, but there's there are certain things about who you become at different stages of your life that that actually shines through in regards to your lack of when it comes to that male figure. I was raised by a single mother in a household of three other sisters, and being the only boy in the house, there were many challenges that was there, and not to say that you know many others don't have that same story, but the reason why I wanted to talk about this on this particular video is because when you are someone that's an authority and you someone that's people see as spirited and see as an actual leader, and you inspire people and you are part of these great transformations, and you're on stages speaking, and you have books that people read and share all over the nation, you would think that a person like myself will have all the attributes that help build me into who I am today. Well, in hindsight, all of my shortcomings and lack thereof has helped me develop into the person that I am today. And it really came down to just um, finding a way not to be angry. I've always been more so baffled and just appalled because I thought I was a cool kid. Like I've accomplished some things, and from high school to college, and just professionally in life, I would think that a father would be proud of a person like myself. And the reason why I'm talking about this now more than ever is because I have three sons, and I just recently had a daughter. But my sons are old enough to the point now where they realize that they don't have a grandfather, and they're asking questions. And my son asked me the other day when we were driving home, he was like, "Why don't you go and find your father, your daddy?" My sons call me daddy. And I told him it's not something that's pressing for me to be able to do that. Um, but maturely, I think it would be cool for my kids to know their grandfather. Like my wife, she has her mother and her father, so she does have grandparents from that perspective. My mother's no longer here, so they don't have any grandparents on my side, and I don't even know if my father is alive. And there was two options in regards to who it could have been. So there's no pinpointing on even who this person is, was, or where they are. But that's kind of like where it came up. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna get on and I'm gonna talk about it because I feel like other people out there have dealt with similar situations, because now I get a chance to kind of unpack a lot of my behaviors. I get a chance to unpack a lot of um, my resentment and bad habits that I created, especially as a young man, as a young person, um, trying to navigate life and figure out, how I'm going to make my mark on this world. And so, the the greatest thing that came from that experience and being exposed to something like that that's seemingly traumatic, right, is that it eternally I told myself that I would never do that if I had kids. I would never abandon my kids. I would never allow my kids to feel like they don't have a father that they can call on at any time, any given moment, that's going to be there for them, be at the practices, be there to take them to dentist appointments, and just be there for those conversational moments, Bible study, and just Disneyland or whatever it is that we do together. I've always said that I was going to be there if I was blessed and favored to have a family. And given the fact that I do have one, I consider myself someone who really tries to overachieve when it comes to being a present dad and father in my kid's life. And that's just a byproduct of not having a dad myself. So there's a certain framework that if you're someone who is going through something similar to this, the framework is just staying busy and just it's kind of like the reverse Uno card, right? You want to exude the behavior opposite of the person that you may have this resentment towards, because now you get a chance to do it the right way. Now you get a chance to kind of thumb it at that individual, like this is how you do it. This is how you um, show accountability. This is how you show up. This is how you love and impact lives that you were a part of creating. And so, long story short, we are going to this summer start putting out some feelers to try to find out who this individual is. My mother's no longer here, as I mentioned. So, but the information is a little spotty. There is a gentleman that I did meet once before that was supposed to be my father. I don't remember how old I was. I was probably like 7 years old. But that was the first and only time I ever was around that person. Um, and we don't know if he was the one, right? So it's out of two people, and the other person was married. I was, so that was crazy in itself, finding that out. But yeah, we're going to continue to share on this journey. But for the ones out there that have grown up without the fathers, just use that as fuel to become the best parent and the best person that you possibly can be. So on the outside, when they're looking in, they see the greatness and the opportunity, the squandered opportunity of them being in your life and being able to share those moments of success on your journey. So become extremely successful, wildly successful, and just go out there and win. All right, guys, this has been another Motivation conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it resonated with someone and hopefully it inspires you to just continue to be the best version of yourself, especially as a parent. Stay motivated.